silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time,
Hey, well, didn't expect my 4 audience to be here. I see one. I see one. That's fun. One is fun. One is more than any one. That means two, because we are two. If we are one, then we are two. How's it going, everybody? I I know. It's been a while since I came on. I know we had the whole Memorial Day weekend stuff happening. Memorial Day weekend. What did that mean? What's up, Daniel? How's it going, buddy? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Nice to see you, bud. Oh, that left a little faster than I wanted it to. Listen, I know I've been busy. I've been busy doing my thing. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to come on and do many of these. But today I was inspired. Today I was inspired by the F3. And again, just because I'm not with them doesn't mean I don't support them. I do support them. I do support F3 and I do support what they're doing. F3 to me means a lot. It means a lot. Those guys mean a lot to me. Now I've said it before and I've talked about it. I feel like combat vets and people who grew up in very hard like violent neighborhoods kind of have the same kind of like mentality. And today I think kind of shows it a little bit. Now I'm gonna start off with some of the stuff from Generally Specific at top because I think that shit is important. But like I'm gonna move along from there, and like there's gonna be a lot of talk about PTSD, about different things that happen, like when you're in the military, that I want people to understand, like with people who grow up in these neighborhoods that are full of violence. See, the thing is that to me, like one of the things that I've always said is like when it comes to combat vets and it comes to people who are in violent situations, is that there is something similar there. There is something that I did not engage in myself, that I put off because I thought, like it was weakness. I felt it was weakness because it's difficult to talk about those things. It's difficult to talk about things that are like, hey, like I'm being stressed out because I have anxiety. Like, what is anxiety? what is anxiety? What is, PTSD? What are those things? You know what I mean? What are these things that, like make you think weird about yourself? Because you don't you really don't want to be weak. You really don't want to be this guy that complains and like, oh, look at me, look, everybody, look at me, I'm a victim, I'm a victim. You don't want to be that dude. You never want to be that dude. You want to be the dude that says, oh, look, I conquered the mountain. I made it to the top and I'm okay. I made it to this point in my life and I'm good. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do as somebody who's self-sufficient, right? But it's never that easy. It's never that easy. And so like when it comes to all these situations, when it comes and I hear this stuff and I hear people talk about it, I always say to myself, there is a correlation. There is a equal type of living when it comes to people who grow up in these urban areas that are full of violence. And this new person, part of the F3, Izzy, she hits it on the head well, and she talks about it. And so like I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to bring it up. New format for today. Unfortunately, like I said, I've been very busy trying to get my stuff in order, get everything in order, and of course everybody knows about that. So I haven't had a chance to like redo a lot of things that I've been wanting to redo. I'm really working on it, but like priorities, right? Priorities. So right now, how I'm gonna do this is that I'm gonna do this the old getaway, if you want to call it that. I'm gonna replay the video that I saw today, but I'm gonna replay it off on another device. So I'm not gonna do it like we normally do it. We share screen and everything. It's gonna be kind of like a little bit it's gonna be a little bit I don't know how well it's gonna work. But I gotta do it like this because I don't have the original, and I don't want to sit here and just talk about what I heard because of course everybody could hear it, and at the same time I want everybody to know where I got it from and who are the people that I support. And on this audio that you're gonna hear generally specific, which is the asshole. Now, if you don't know the history on generally specific and what's been going on lately, um, generally specific has decided to jump on board with Kaiser. And if you don't know the history of Kaiser, Kaiser is a stolen valor piece of shit motherfucker. Yeah, that's right. I said that right. Kaiser has been a stolen valor piece of shit guy for now the last year. He has been on YouTube pretending to be a combat veteran and taking donations for combat veterans. Uh, after being the only suspect in the death of an actual combat Marine veteran, Daniel Whitewater Cameron Jr. If you see my moniker wherever I go, you see DAC next to it. That stands for Daniel Whitewater Cameron Jr. That is me honoring him as a Marine combat veteran. And it is not a disrespect to Kaiser because Kaiser was not a Army, Marine, or anything military combat veteran. He was none of those things. So it's not a disrespect to anybody. It is respect to the man that lost his life. He lost his life on a Christmas day. And Kaiser decided to go in there and steal his PS3. Now, if you don't know that story, I suggest you freshen up on it. You can go to F3. That's Fine Fix Finished Productions. You look under those videos. You look under the Stone Vet videos, and you'll find all of this information about Michael Kaiser and his history of stolen valor. Now, what's next? This guy generally specific came in speaking up against Kaiser. Now I don't know his deal. I don't know his deal. According to Josh and the other F3 guys, he may be stolen valor as far as we know. As far as we know, I don't know. He was speaking up against Kaiser, and then he wasn't. And mainly, I think it has a lot to do with his personal feelings towards this one guy called for public safety. But that's a different story, so I'm not going to get into that. But the thing is that it seems to me that this guy is willing to jump ship really easy, and it has nothing to do with his want to be representing military servicemen or whatever. I think he likes to represent controversy. I think he likes the views. I think he goes for the super chats and all that stuff like everybody else who wants to get controversial just for that. I also think he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I think he likes to talk a big game, but I don't know what the hell. I don't think he knows what the hell he's talking about. Now you might say, well, who are you, right? Who are you to like to talk against these people or whatever, right? And I say I'm nobody. I'm nobody, right? But that doesn't mean that I can't have any criticism towards these people because you know what? I've seen people like Josh. Josh being the stone vet, Josh being the person who started this movement against Michael Kaiser. If you guys stop and take a minute to see a guy like Josh, a guy like Jeff, a guy like uh, Hippie, Dirty Hippie, you'll realize that there's something to these guys that's different than everybody else. They won't say it. They won't say it. They're not like that. They're not going to brag about it. They're not braggadocious. They're not going to give you their whole history on a whim, and they're not going to tell you all of their stories on a whim. That's not how they work. That's not how real combat veterans work. They probably will with each other because they're very closed in like that. But if you see the way they operate, they don't operate like this guy generally specific. They don't operate that way. And I've noticed it. And it's something that being involved with these people, I've noticed it. It's one of the reasons why I'm very grateful that F3 gave me a chance, even that they gave me a chance to even like, stand at the doorstep, of what they are. Just to get an idea of what they are, just to be able to have a conversation with Jeff, to have a conversation with Josh. It gives you such an idea of what these people are, what these men are. And it's nothing near to what the type of person that generally specific puts himself out to be. And this is what I've been noticing. This is what I've been sussing out. Now I'm a little bit behind because I haven't really been watching the videos, and it has nothing to do with them, having me outed of F3. Now I understand why Josh did it, and I don't hate him for it. I bring it up only because I need people to understand why I've been behind on the situations that's been going on. But I've been catching up. I've been catching up. I've been watching the videos. I've been watching. Izzy's a great person. I'm seeing that. Oh, wow, that she's an amazing person. I can't wait to see more stuff from her. And so like I'm like like I'm excited. I'm excited for what's coming up next. Mostly excited to talk about this stuff that's coming up right now. Again, my format's not going to be like it was before with the sharing of the screen and everything for right now. Just for right now, it's not going to be for long. I hope it's not for long. I'm going, like I'm doing my thing. I'm trying to get back to normal, trying to get back to a normal schedule and all that stuff. But until then, I will come on. I will come on when I feel inspired, when I feel it's worth it, when I feel like I should be speaking on something. And this is something I feel like I should be speaking on. You know, somebody told me when there was some controversy happening about some drama with other channels. Hey, we know about your arrest when you went to jail, a couple years ago or a few years ago or whatever, as if it was some sort of threat to me. And like I told that person, I've never hidden myself from that. I've been talking about it since my very first live that I made on this channel, and I always bring it up. There is no hiding my past. My past is my past. I did that. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of the things that I did. They brought me here. They made me who I am. So I'm not ashamed of those things. I always talk about them. I'll never stop talking about them. So for those of you who think that when you come online, you have to have a certain amount of anonymity, sure, go ahead, keep your anonymity to a certain degree. But there are some things that are always going to come out, so you might as well not hide from them. You might as well not hide from them. I'm not hiding from them. Yeah, I was arrested back in 2009. I made a mistake. I did it, and I'm over it. There is nothing else on my record. Why? Because I don't look back on mistakes. I just don't. That's not what I do. That's not who I am. And this is what is the big difference between people like the F3 guys and people like Generally Specific. Where people like F3, they look at their mistakes, they live through them, they confront them, and they move past them. People like Generally Specific hide from them. They pretend they don't exist. That's the difference. That's what people need to realize. People who are trying to hide from their mistakes have something worse inside that they're not dealing with. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm not a psychiatrist in that aspect. I'll never be a psychiatrist. I don't think I have the time to be one. I can only tell you from my experiences, from the things that I know, from the things that I've seen. And that's what this is about. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on. And like I said, I want everybody to understand the audio that you guys are going to hear right now is from F3 Productions. They are talking about Top, who went on, and Top being Master Sergeant retired, he went on with Generally Specific to talk about these situations. Now, as you can, now you're gonna hear some commentary from Josh. You're gonna hear some commentary from Izzy. You're gonna hear some commentary from Dirty Hippie. But this is not about what they were talking about. For me, I'm gonna talk about the points that I want to bring up. Now, the whole F3 thing. If you want to find the complete interview, this is a complete live that happened today. If you want to find it, it's gonna be Find Fix Finish Productions. And the title of this is OPFOR Miles has abandoned his gay son, which is something that might have happened. They're not 100% sure that this is what happened. They're not 100% sure that this is what he did, but it's there. But I'm only gonna talk about the part where Top is talking to him, and there's gonna be some stuff that I want to comment on because I've always felt these things are as I put it to Josh a while back ago, simpatico to our experiences. We are that because those experiences are things that nobody else can have unless you've been in those types of situations, and I completely get it. When I heard this, when I heard Izzy talking about this, it felt like she was talking about growing up in South Central LA. I swear to you, that's what it felt like. I don't know how to put it to anybody else, like how it's a very strong feeling that I have. It's a very strong feeling that I have because I saw so much shit. Believe it or not, here in the United States, here in Los Angeles, I saw a bunch of shit that I wish I could get over. I wish that I could just like turn it off and never think about it again. But it's there. And they talk about it, and it's so similar. And for anybody who's ever lived this kind of experience, I ask you to stick around and listen. I ask you to stick around and listen to what this person is talking about, because growing up in South Central LA, growing up in that violence, growing up with people in that realm, it's something else. It's something that you don't get. It's something that you don't get unless you're there. Now, Memorial Day just happened, and I was actually gonna go live on Sunday. And I saw the F3 guys didn't go live. I can't. Even though I'm not a part of them, I felt like, you know what? Maybe I should. Maybe I should just follow what they are doing, and I decided to do that, which was an actual smart thing to do. Because in the interim, and waiting for this day to happen when I wanted to come back live, I found some new podcasters, some new things that I hadn't heard before, and oh man, I hope that I can link up with those producers. I hope that I can link up with some of those people. This is some good stuff that I ran into. So I can't wait to talk to you about those things, but that's not what this is about today. I just want to let you guys know, Kiko, What's up, buddy? What's up, Kiko? Hey, man, nice to see you, bud. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Um, I know I have people here watching. I don't know how many are lurkers, how many are just here to watch. Remember that the chat's always open. You guys can always participate and talk in the chat. If you haven't yet, just go ahead and type some words in. If you haven't, just sign in. Put in your email, whatever it is. Hit the subscribe button. Type. Say whatever you want to say. I'm here for it. I'm here for all the criticism. I'm here for all the acknowledgement. I'm here for the praise, whatever you want to do. Don't remember, let's do all the things that make the YouTube gods happy. Like, share, leave a little comment, do whatever makes them happy. So like that I can continue doing this. Um, so I'm gonna move on. And like I said, I'm gonna keep only the audio. There you go. Some words. Ratchet. What's up, buddy? It's so nice to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. I hope someday you can come back up here with me because I really could use the help, especially right now. I don't have any share screens and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do this in a very awkward way, very hard way. But you know what? It has to be done because you know what? In order to discuss these things, they have to be heard. You have to be in them. So here we go. So this video is from F3 Productions, and I'm kind of cutting in between the audio. Again, if you guys want to see the full video, you go to Find Fix Finish Productions. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Ratchet. Thank you. Um, go to Find Fix Finish Productions to see the full video. It's gonna have the full thing. I'm only gonna put up an audio for about 30 minutes to an hour of this, but I'll be squeezing in my comment in between. So let's go. Let's go ahead and get started. Jesus.
Reasonably fucking handy. If you're making claims, public claims, and you're reaping benefits from that, by the way, he is getting benefits. He gets paid off of YouTube. People give him super chat. It's the same as Kaiser. He gets paid from the views. He gets paid from super chats. He is wearing an ISAF hat. The International Security Assistance Forces, ISAF. It's what they call the NATO.
Oh wait, there's Arabic writing on it too.
I'm glad you left that comment. No, I did not know Ice-T. Believe it or not, I did run into Ice-T at an event, stripper event, for a new strip club where I was doing security, and he wasn't that much of a nice guy that day. Now, a lot of people say that he was having a bad day, whatever. But I didn't experience him in the sense that like he talked to me all like mean or anything, but he wasn't having a good day because he was yelling at a lot of people, not me, but he was yelling at a lot of people. So yeah, it's kind of funny that you bring that up, but yeah, I have actually seen Ice-T in his human capacity. He's actually not that tall either. Yes, this one is about generally specific. Good, Ratchet. Yes, this is generally specific. Um, I'm not really gonna get into much about Kaiser, but this guy is on. I don't know why he's all of a sudden loving Kaiser, man. This is crazy. By the way, how is the audio? Do you guys? Is it sounding good? Give me a 5 by 5 if you guys think the audio is coming good from the video. If it's not, let me know so I can fix it.
Well, they use the same alphabet.
Same. Yeah. But it's the international. It's what they call all the NATO forces.
Yeah. I mean, I can say the words, but I don't know what they mean and what they mean in Arabic.
Look at this. Right on, brother. Haven't seen you for a little bit. How you doing, man? Hope all is motherfucking well. He's a fucking paisan. He's got him a member for 7 months. I very much appreciate it more than that.
Yes, he writes on.
Being around. Glad to see you. It's been a bit. Yeah. He's a real good dude. So this Wrights On guy, so his dad, Wrights On's dad, was a ranger in Vietnam, and he's really close to his dad and all this stuff. Wrights On and I, he supports this dude named Chili De Castro, or he did before. I'm assuming he still currently does. I don't totally know, but we disagreed, and him and I went fucking at it on YouTube. We went motherfucking at it, and then we ended up I don't remember what it fucking was, why. He's like, I mean, basically, he sent me an email. Like, look, my dad's a combat vet, man. I get it. Also, I was out of my mind back then. I was literally willing to, I wanted to fight the internet. But, like, we ended up talking. It became cool. I mean, friends is a weird term. I don't, but just through email and whatever. But I respect the motherfucker. And it was so it's just interesting that somebody that was really. It's really funny too when I look back at my Marine, like how many of my Marine friends I've been in a fist fight with. Not so much Army buddies, because I was older when by the time I got into the Army. But man, I went fisticuffs with at least 3 of my fucking Marine buddies. All right, that's a good thing.
So therefore, you be the DD-214 gatekeeper, I guess.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
As a matter of fact, you're a fellow one of our. I have watched some of your videos, and I find absolutely.
What's going on there? And if you guys didn't understand that, see, this is a restreaming of a restream of a restream. Wow, that's restream inception. Anyways, the guy that was speaking before was this guy named Billy. This guy who thinks he's in the know, who thinks he knows what the hell is going on. He doesn't know shit about shit. The man has a vendetta against this guy named Chris, and anybody who goes up against Chris is his friend. So obviously right now he's making videos for Generally Specific because Generally Specific is going up against Chris. This guy's an idiot. He says that Master Sergeant Retired, which is actual Master Sergeant Retired, is some sort of gatekeeper to the DD-214, and it's like nobody's a gatekeeper to the DD-214, man. The DD-214 is just a document that every person in the military should have if they care about proving their service. This is not a gatekeeping thing. It just that top has the right sources to go to verify your DD-214. That doesn't make him the gatekeeper of it. Anybody can find this information if they want. It's just that top is a trusted source. And if you don't like that, then prove your DD-214. See, this is the shit that I don't get. You're gonna say, oh, he's trying to be the gatekeeper. What is he's the person we're supposed to go to? No, he's not the person you're supposed to go to, but he's a trusted source. And if you want to verify your DD-214 with a trusted source, he's one. But if you don't want that, you don't have to. You can try to do it yourself. But it's going to be kind of difficult when you have no credibility. Do you understand? Jeez.
Nothing that would lead me to believe you weren't a veteran. So because I was on somebody else's panel, you're pretty much, I don't know.
Just by association. And why you wrote it, and if there's an inference there.
And I just told
This motherfucker called stupid or fucking just full of shit.
In your video, that was incorrect.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but he said guilty by association. And yes, just show it. Just show it, Generally Specific. You just cut the bullshit and just show it. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? Right. But Ratchet, there are some embellishments. There are some embellishments there, and I think that's what he's trying. I think that's what he's trying to hide. I think so. But again, just show it. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about showing it? Oh, I don't want to. Well, then people are gonna continue to question you. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Just show it. That's it. And then him saying that Top is uncredible because he hung out with Josh or with anybody else, guilty by association. That's, you know what? Guilty by association, that's little kid shit, okay? That's little kid shit. You got to understand and know people's credibility based on their records and things that they do. You cannot say somebody's guilty by association. That's just little kid shit. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But making it as hard as he is, making it as hard as he is for people to get this information makes it very sus. It makes it sus, right? It's just like I said before. When I came on the scene, I immediately threw out that I went to jail. I did not hold back that information. Why? Because I know eventually it's gonna come out. So now that the information is out, people know that that happened, and if they've asked me questions about it, they're well informed about what happened. Therefore, any information that comes up after the fact, there's not going to be any confusion because they know it. They know that it's out there already. Same thing with this. Just bring it out. Just bring it out. There'll be no confusion.
Correct information.
Yeah, right, but that was their statements, not mine.
Well,
And you clarified it in that same chat, in the live chat, didn't you?
All right, now we're.
Did at any point in time, well, hold on. Did at any point, I'm being as charitable as I can. Did at any point in time, I tell you,
Charitable with the whole fucking.
matter of fact, I'm seeing snapshots
charitable
that I don't need permission to do that.
Such a douche. So I just gotta. So on his one of his.
Well, I mean, it's not official yet. I gotta see more. I gotta see more psychiatrists about it. But yeah, if it officially comes out that I am, I'll let you know. Okay. my lovely peoples are here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, right. Exactly.
One of his Memorial Day streams. So everybody, this is kind of for Izzy or if any new people. Kaiser was indicted for capital murder for executing by firearm Donald Atwater Cameron Jr., who was a former Marine and a disabled vet. Former Marine, disabled vet. Because Kaiser he burglarizes people. He's got other felony convictions for burglary. He steals people's firearms and their drugs. Which, to be honest, stealing somebody's firearms is pretty ballsy. Pretty fucking ballsy. Also, really stupid and easy to get caught. Which he got caught a lot. So he is to this day the sole suspect in the killing of Donald Cameron. This dude with the ISAF hat on Memorial Day, Op 4 Miles, he says, so I don't know if you see it in the chat or not, like Blurble, how she's got R.I.P. Dak. Dak is Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. So this guy said, putting Dak in your name is disrespecting a living vet.
It's not.
On Memorial Day weekend.
Not.
That living vet is Kaiser. This dude thanked a proven, literally outside of Jeremy DeWitt, the most notorious stolen valor dude on YouTube. And this dude is calling him a living vet and thanks Kaiser for his service. And like we showed, donated money to him. It's insane.
Given a criminal, holy cow.
And veterans don't count on Memorial Day. Veterans don't matter on Memorial Day. Veterans are irrelevant on Memorial Day. It's not about veterans. It's about the people who never became veterans because they died in the service. Not about.
It's not really exposing fools. The fools are exposing themselves because what they are doing is that they're having these lives and they're talking about things that they fully are either have no comprehension on what they mean, or they are literally just using them as a platform to defend things, like a guy like Michael Kaiser, who is a stolen valor punk, who is the only suspect in the death of a real disabled military combat veteran, Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. So it's either or. And the thing is that what I really want people to hear is the difference between people who are in combat veteran situations, who are real combat veteran people, how they think, and how the people who I don't believe either have the same experience or know what it's like to be in combat, to talk about this stuff and to bring up these situations, because there's some people that are using this to raise themselves up and to use it for their own agenda, and then there's people who are using this to actually show reverence and for to memorialize those people who actually died in service. And what Dirty Hippie is saying is true. What Dirty Hippie is saying is true. Dirty Hippie is saying that the veterans are not about, it's not about veterans on Memorial Day. It's about those men and women who didn't get to be veterans, the ones that died in combat and didn't get a chance to become veterans. That's what Memorial Day is about. And he's absolutely right. It's not about people who are veterans, which makes a lot of sense why F3 decided to take a break during Memorial Day weekend. Because F3 has a bunch of veterans in their day, and we're really trying to memorialize people who died in service. That's what that's about. And he's absolutely right about that. Highlighting the fools, yeah. Yeah, highlighting the fools, definitely. Yeah, he did. He did. It's disgraceful, man. It's disgraceful. Let's continue.
There is a Veterans Day for that.
For veterans.
There's a Veterans Day. That's exactly right.
And an Armed Forces Day for those that are in the service.
Right.
Sorry.
Today, Michelle,
I
that
gotta
said
get some
you
info.
would never think that I wasn't born here.
I've never said those words. I've never said
I would actually have paid a ton of money to be born here, to be honest with you.
Sorry, where was that?
I was reading one of, I think Michelle said, perhaps yes, is.
Yeah, true that.
Sorry, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, sorry, I apologize, I'm not seeing it.
Oh,
I pull it up.
That was a lot of numbers.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
That was
But
a
yeah,
Marine before I
honestly,
became
growing up, I would have donated a kidney to be born here. That's why it kills me when people just take it for granted.
No, James, I'm not a veteran. I'm not a veteran. I did not join the service, and I wasn't in service. But I do. One of the things that I tell people a lot when it comes to this stuff. Um, my class of '03 high school, in when I graduated, um, had a lot of people who joined. Had a lot of people who joined. And then the class before that, the 2002 class, and I was a part of the football team. So a lot of my teammates and schoolmates decided to join the service because we were very gun ho. We were very gun ho because of 9/11 and all that. It happened when we were in class. It happened while we were in school. People talked about it, and we were with the country at that time. Like, and you want to imagine a bunch of Hispanic kids who really were like, we had this type of mentality because we grew up in this mentality of gang members. We grew up where, like, you were a part of this group or that group, and it was such an easy thing for us to like follow, because it was like, you know what, yeah, we don't want these terrorists to come after us. We want to defend this country. And we're first generation, second generation people who have families who just became citizens of the United States. These were proud moments. These were proud moments for us to see, our classmates go into war for the United States. It was a very big deal. But one of the things that we never imagined, that we never thought of, was them coming back, was our friends coming back. That's something that we never put in the equation. It's something that really made me have a lot of respect for the men and women that went to combat for service. The people who volunteered to do this was when my friends came back. The ones that didn't and the ones that did. Because many of them that came back weren't the same. They weren't the same. And I'm not talking about, and believe me when I tell you, I'm not talking about years and years and years. I'm talking about like 2 years of being away, a year of being away, them going out there to Iraq, them, what was it, Iraqi Freedom, a couple of those missions and stuff like that, going out there. The difference, the night and day difference of the people that came back, it was there was just something like that just like I couldn't believe that they did this and they were out there. It just gave me a lot of respect, and I also have family that did it. So it really gave me a lot of reverence, a lot of respect for these men and women. And so when it comes to military stuff, when people talk about it, I have so much respect for them, so much respect. And it's not just about, like, hey, like this is something to talk about. It's like, for me, it's something real. And also, like I said, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, when this comes up. There's also a bit of a there's also about like a way of living that happens with people when they live in violent situations that I think is compatible to people who've been in combat zones, that to me is not talked about enough, especially because there are people here that are living in the United States. No, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. But you know what? I was asked to join, but I was in football. I was in football and I was in basketball and I did sports. So I never got into ROTC and stuff like that. I was asked though. I remember I thought about it, but nah, I was like, you know what? Nah, I got too many things on my plate. I definitely didn't want to do ROTC, but I do know people who did do it. I did have a friend who was a receiver on our team who did join ROTC, and that was pretty cool. I mean, hey, says each his own. You know what I mean? But nah, man, nah, I don't think I could have done that. I don't think I could have done that.
I mean, I'm second generation. Like I was saying, my grandparents immigrated here. I think so highly of this country that I think it's I don't I feel like it sounds like goofy or a put on sometimes, so I try not to get too vocal about it. I feel what this country has done for my family and allowed us to flourish, and we give back. We a lot of military. Like I said, we're Italians. We have no law enforcement. We don't trust the cops.
Back on the way. Yeah.
But like, well, now, I mean, Jesus, I'm on. Yeah, I do back the blue, and I'm on with a former cop. It was really more when my grandma
back the blue when they're right.
Black blue when they're right. My grandma, Sicilian grandma. It was really more when she was alive. God damn, I got a little frog.
You okay there?
Yeah,
Army man. I've always been Army.
Give me a second.
I've never said any of these. I'm just letting you know. You show me your friends, Master Sergeant, I'll show you your future. So I don't know.
Okay, so you associate with Ryder, you associate with Kaiser. So basically, you're a felon full of Valor? I don't know.
Right. So when I saw a video,
wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Going by your logic, that's what I should think of you. Which
no, I don't. I think what you should do, Master Sergeant, is you should understand when someone's maligning someone, and someone with your caliber can recognize another veteran is not full of shit. I want to know how much you've spoken out against that nonsense and slander. I want to know if you're doing it now, and I appreciate that. It goes a long way with me. And here's the interesting thing: I could not
go a long way with you. Like you're somebody that we need to be thinking about going anywhere with.
So the issue I'm having here is I'm tired of being monsters out here.
Your stupid fucking hat. Fucking ugly fucking
disparaging my service
dumb fucking face.
For no cause, other than the fact that I won't shit on
goddamn fucking retard bastard.
Stolen Valor.
What the fuck is
So I would think pile on him like some mean girl.
I was on that panel to talk about
Mean Girl.
That's a little too confusing with the audio and stuff on everything that's happening right there. Obviously, that's Dirty Hippie who's talking in the background, who's very pissed off at this dude, who is talking like he is something special, right? He's something special. Oh, you're so special, generally specific, that, we have to listen to what you have to say, but yet you try to discredit all these people like Top, who's sitting right there with you. Top, who's sitting right there with you. This Master Sergeant retired. That man earned that rank, sir. That man earned that rank. Why do you think he's here? You want to talk to somebody with credibility, and then you're going to say something like, "You tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are." Type of shit. Dude, you're talking to Master Sergeant retired, sir. You're talking to Master Sergeant. Who are you talking to? He doesn't hang out with them. They hang out with him. Get that correct. They are not the influence on Master Sergeant retired. He is the influence on them. Get that straight. Get that through your thick fucking skull, generally specific. He is the influence. He is the one who tells them what to do. It doesn't work the other way around. He is the higher ranked officer. Tell me who you. I'll tell you who the dumbass is in this whole situation. Jesus. That kind of pissed me off. I get why Hippie went off on that one.
I don't know anything about the guy. I don't know anything about him.
He's a lawyer that he went through Marine Corps boot camp, finished boot camp, didn't go to SOI, and was put out for a knee injury. And he had sent Josh a DD-214, which, and as you know, since you
Which is stupid. I don't know why that dude would ever do that.
our careers are very similar, my friend. Back in the Gulf time frame, 91, 92, early separations, those DD-214s are quite different than what you get nowadays.
Yep.
And I looked at it and I said, no, that is a one.
Sorry.
Wrong time?
Yeah. Like a
Came back with a popsicle. I love it.
Great fog face. Somebody better go fucking goddamn clip that shit.
For those of you who haven't seen this yet, Josh came back with a popsicle in his mouth.
He went through Marine Corps boot camp, finished boot camp, didn't go to SOI, and was put out for a knee injury. And he had sent Josh a DD-214, which, and as you know, since you
which is stupid. I don't know why that dude would ever do that.
our careers are very similar, my friend.
You fucking drug-addicted felon, Billy. Do you know why he did that? You know why Eli did that? I have respect for Eli for doing that. He said, yeah, because every motherfucker is like, you know what? If you're going to call me out, here. And what did that do? What did that do? Yeah, Eli's a dork. Eli is a huge dork according to by what Merv is going through and showing and everything, knows very little about anything. And that goddamn video of him in that biker bar was so fucking cringe. Him jocking those Marines are so cringe. I'm like, what did I say? As soon as we got it, I showed it at the top, and I was like, what do you think of this? Because I didn't know the era. And it was fine. And then I came on, and I said, yeah, it looks like, by all accounts, he graduated basic training boot camp, Marine boot camp.
And for those of you who don't know, the guy that we're talking about right now is a lawyer for this guy named Chile de Castro. He's been saying that he's a Marine and all this and that. Apparently, the guy didn't see much combat, but he did graduate basic training, and in a very technical sense, he is a Marine. He embellishes, but he didn't hide. He didn't hide what he did in the service. He put it out there. He gave the DD-214 to Josh. And that's all we're asking from Generally Specific. That's it. That's all we're asking for. That's all F3 is asking for. Show the documentation. That's it. Nobody's gonna say that you're lesser than or anything like that. They just want to know where you're at with that. That's all. That's it.
And then Eli also sent the thing. Nobody talks. We talked about.
What's up, buddy?
We did a show with Top One. Yeah. All right. I can't keep fucking track anymore. There's too many. But here's what I want to say. He sent his DD-214 and an explanation of his service. Nobody doxed him. We didn't put it out. I didn't put his social or anything. I didn't even show his DD-214. And no, I'm not the arbiter of shit. But other people need to be asking dudes like him to prove his fucking military claims. I shouldn't be the only one fucking saying this shit. You're supposed to be doing this too, motherfuckers. No, it makes me think of Goodfellas when he's like...
Thank you. Thank you, Bears.
He's like, what was it? What Ray Liotta's character fucking...
We're taking selfies, freak.
But he's like, you're supposed to be doing this shit too.
I'm not. My daughter just, I'm looking at a post, and I don't even know what it means. Jesus Christ.
Well, Jesus was the son of God. I mean, I know you're a Muslim, but
I'm not a Muslim. Not even close.
Inshallah.
So, Tommy, you ain't getting your TV back. And fuck you.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
all right.
listen to this.
Henry Hill. That's right. Thank you, Johnny boy.
He sent me IMY, and I'm like, huh? What's IMY? So I tried to Google it, but then it's not coming up.
If you missed it? Oh.
What? IMY. And there is ILY. It's I miss you. I just asked you.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. This is what I'm dealing with
Then send this back, Izzy. G-A-Y.
with high school. G-A-Y?
Yeah, that's reply. G-A-Y.
G-A-Y.
I'm not doing that.
That's what I would tell my kids. Jesus. Come on.
Well, that's why your
Yes.
kids are crazy.
That's why your kids are crazy.
Thank you, Bears.
I'm just kidding.
They are
It's
crazy.
Donovan, it's the St. Louis City, it's the MLS team. They are not doing so great this year, but last year they were great.
They suck.
Izzy has seen more combat than generally retarded. Absolutely. Dude, she was a Terp during our time, during the same time you were there. That shit was fucking nuts back then.
It was crazy.
I don't think people really fully understand how goddamn bonkers shit was then. Like, I mean, it was
Insane.
I loved it. I loved
Unsettled. There was unsettled. There was no... Dude, everybody was after everybody. It was fucking the Wild West. There was no
And you didn't love it, Josh. There's a reason why you have major PTSD. You might have thought you loved it at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think my stuff's... the bombing of those kids, those 42 kids, that was...
I was there.
Yeah. That was... seeing parents walking around with garbage bags picking up kid parts was... That fucked me up. That fucked me up big time.
Oh, what I
but
told
like...
you, hipster, the other day about that. Didn't I tell you that?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. To this day, I remember the smell, and I remember, like, I can't, like, now that I have children.
Of that bombing?
Yeah.
Yeah. The truth is, all of the kid shit. But during the invasion, when I was in recon, we were rolling in. I saw a dead kid who had gotten shot in the head on the side of the road, and I was like, oh, that was the first time it was real. That was the realest. Like, I'm getting not good goosebumps from it, but I'm feeling it. Dude, that picture of that kid was fucking seared into my head.
Right.
And then all the shit that was being done to kids was fucking me up. And then the bombing with the 42 kids. We got that dude. I went to that dude's mosque. We fucking got him. Task force got that motherfucker.
So this is the one that you're talking about. Jay was there.
Yeah.
Jay and his team.
Yeah, when Jay and Eric and Mike got blown up, yep.
Right.
It
So
was
I was there.
I didn't realize you were there.
Yeah, I was there, and that's what I mean. Like,
that was
it
fucking
was
chaotic.
insane. I think I'm deaf because of that day.
So if people aren't tracking, it was the opening. They were having a little ceremony. The opening of this water treatment plant, and AQI Al Qaeda dudes, and it was definitely Al Qaeda. These were not insurgents. Because, like I said, I got the operational cell leader. We got him. They whipped 3 car bombs. It was kids, adults. It was a whole ton of 42 kids got killed that day. And they whipped these 3 car bombs at the whole ceremony. no U.S. personnel got killed. Two of our guys
They got injured.
got very injured, got really injured, but they didn't die. The third one got serious TBI. I mean, you could see it. We didn't know what it was then, but he didn't have any outwardly physical injuries that we could see. But Mike Landau, yeah, it was, and it's what brought Biggie down. It was a terrible fucking wounded. It's called wounded. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, it was
not injured. Sorry, I was saying injured.
I wish they were all here. They're not all here. I've been knocked down a peg. Hopefully people come back.
This is the first time I talked about it, maybe because it's with you and you were there. That it doesn't. I can't truthfully talk about it for very long because it starts getting me fucking. It starts fucking me up a bit.
And and after that, after it went down, I might have been with. Did you guys show up right after? Or was it Biggie?
Biggie was the. Okay. Oh no! I was there. I was the first team on scene that wasn't and that hadn't been there because we were out in sector and we heard the bombs. Biggie didn't come down. Biggie came down to replace Jay.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. But that same day, some of the parents thought, because we were handing out soccer balls and whatever, they said that we.
Well, I hope they show up. I don't know, man. You guys share the stream out, and hopefully people will show up. Like I said, I got dropped down a peg. A lot of the drama came back to bite me in the ass. And it's fine. I get it. I understand why. I understand why people got the way they got or whatever. I'm not sad about it. It is what it is. It's YouTube. It's not like this isn't CNN or ABC or anything like that. So of course there's a certain amount of tolerance people are gonna have, and some people come to hear about like the Kaiser stuff. Some people are here to hear about drama, and there's no in between, and it's fine. Like I said, I'm not gonna be sad about it. I'm just gonna do what I do. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna sit here and do what I do, and hopefully, like you guys get something out of it. And if you don't, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I can't do more than that. Can't do more than that. So I mean, you guys share out the stream if you want. And make sure people know that I'm out here. Do all the things that make YouTube happy. Give me the likes. Give me the interaction, and hopefully people will show up. If they don't, they don't. I can't. I wish that people could separate personal issues with what I do here, but whatever. If they can't, they can't. Not gonna get sad about it. Just keep going, because that's what I do. Just keep going. Stop it, Killing. No. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there goes my audio. All right, here we go. I'm here to keep
watching those parents. That was, and I didn't blame them for. I'm so sorry. I got this fucking frog in my throat. The commander, the battalion commander who was there, was like, "Hey," to me, he goes, "Hey, I need you to go talk to the families and shit." And I was like, "Sir,
by all means."
I don't think now's the right time. I don't think we're gonna get. But I mean,
hey, it's Jam and Jet. I'm back. He comes back. That's my guy.
Yeah. Anything. I just asked them to, how we could help, what we could do. And then I just pretended like I asked them if they'd seen anything, and then just said no. I mean, I wrote the report and everything, but.
But you guys were collecting some of the body parts too.
No, it's fucking rough, man. It was rough. It literally was the roughest day. I fucking. No, I'll talk to you offline about that.
Yeah,
there was something else afterwards, but I was like, something that I did where I was like, all right, I got to pull myself off. I got to take a break from the street. I can't be on the. I was just all of that shit because I mean, our first instinct was we're going right out and we're gonna find out who the fuck did this, and we're gonna fucking get them. That was our, and everybody's mindset was that. But the problem was none of it had been processed in any kind of way. The adrenaline was still up, and we're out on the fucking trying to fucking do shit, and I was like, I'm getting too, I'm feeling myself, a willingness in myself to go further than I should to do this, and to put it that way. And I was like, you know, and back then too, during that time, people didn't give a fuck what you did. If you were getting at it, you were getting at it. I mean, unless you were doing some really serious war crime shit, people didn't give a fuck. People didn't give a fuck, but I didn't want to be. I prided myself that I wouldn't lose. I didn't get emotional out on the street at all. Everything was about the work. I mean, I sat in that fucking imam. I sat that dude who the operational commander for that. I sat in that motherfucker's mosque in the little. You know how when you go in and if you go straight there. I know all mosques aren't the same, but in general, there's a little office to the side. So instead of going into the main worship area, you know, there's the wash stations and then the thing. I sat in that dude's little room. The guy was arm's distance from me here. And he had two security. The room was 10 by 25 or something like that. And he had two security guards on the other side. There was a table there, and it's me and Matt, my term. And I was like, holy fuck! I'm sitting with a fucking straight up Al Qaeda fucking operational commander, and I'm sitting here thinking like, if shit goes down, I'm killing this dude. I whatever. If I die, I die. But my first thing I'm gonna do is my pistol up here. I'm holding the pistol and I'm fucking shooting him. Right. And then whatever fucking happens, and Matt's gonna have to fight his own way out. Like I was really fucking nervous. Interesting. But we got the motherfucker. You were hoping. Yeah. I wouldn't. I was sitting there thinking. I literally was like, I could kill this dude right now, and my conscience would feel like it was me. But that's not what I was there for. And so that's I was kind of hoping. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie, you haven't seen it. It's really, really hard to explain unless you have seen it. What 42 exploded kids and your bodies on the ground. What the fuck that looks like, and what that event is, and how it sears into your brain, and how you're forever, and you're angry. Yeah, I wanted to kill that dude. I definitely wanted to kill that dude. I mean, no question. But I had to focus because I had to listen because I wasn't right. I didn't want him to.
Well, we had a bigger operation anyway.
A bigger thing going. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I had to sit there and I'm like, you got to focus, dude. You got to fucking focus on what the fuck. I mean, luckily the nice thing is going through an interpreter. It actually gave me having the time for him saying it and then translating it. Actually gave me time to process it a little bit more and be able to try and memorize what was being said without writing it down. Because I didn't want to write anything down because I didn't want him to start getting, people get uneasy when you start writing shit down, especially those types. And he was telling us, yeah, I bet with the Iran-Iraq war, I'm sure this is why I admired Izzy and you too. You guys went through all this shit and then you had to go through it again. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable because feelings are for facts, but no, but.
And here comes the part that I was telling everybody about at the start of the live. Again, I find there are a lot of things that like make me feel like I've been through a lot of the stuff that Josh talks about, that Jeff talks about, because I've seen a lot of crazy shit growing up. And there is some similarity, some similarities there, but I think the thing that I really have felt more closer to is the experience that Izzy had, and she's gonna talk about it right now. They're gonna talk about she's gonna talk about her experience going to school and stuff. And I've said it before, and I've told everybody about my story with Andre, which was one of my first friends when I was growing up over there. Andre was a kid who was about a year older than me, but he never went to school. I went to school. He didn't go to school. Andre would walk me to class, to the bus stop every day. I didn't go to the regular elementary there because my mom would not allow me to. She didn't want me to get caught up in those schools. So I would bus it to a school that was closer to my grandma's house, which was outside of the inner city. And so I would take the regular bus, the metro. I wouldn't take a school bus. I'd take the metro bus. And so Andre, I would see him every day. Every day as I was coming out of school, he would be outside. He would be outside this liquor store panhandling. He wouldn't go to school himself. He would panhandle every day outside of the school, and he would walk me to the bus stop, and we'd have talks and everything. But we were young, we were little kids, like I was 11, I think he was 12, and he just walked me to school every day, and so he was a cool friend of mine, and I must have interacted with him for like a good year, and then one day, because of some gangbangers that were, I guess, fighting or whatever, he got shot. He didn't get shot directly. It was it must have been a stray bullet, but he got shot. And I walked past him as EMTs and people were working on him, and he died that day. And so uh, that's just one experience that sticks with me. That's just one thing that sticks with me a lot, that I talk about a lot, because it's one of those experiences that really like shapes you as a person. And it's one of those things that I feel like, like I feel that I've had, that those types of experiences with people like Izzy, people like Josh, when he talks about those kids. It's like it's something that just sticks with you. I don't understand, like why, like after so many years I can't shake it. I can't. I don't know how to not think about that moment. Especially, one of the things that I just simply can't get out of my head is when is seeing Andre, like being worked on by the EMTs. It's just hearing his sounds. It's just something that you don't shake. It's something that you don't shake, and you want to, you want to, like, you really want to, like, get over it. You really want to move past it, but it's something that doesn't happen just because you want it to. It's really hard to move on past it. And so, like I said, it's one of those things that I have, like, dealt with and I think about. And then when I hear people like Izzy and I hear people like Josh talk about their experiences, like, there's something there that, like, I relate to. And so it makes it easy for me to relate to them because of those experiences. And so that's why this is important to me, and this is why I want you guys to hear about it.
But I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable with it. But I really do. I admire it and I appreciate it. And again, I'm not saying these things to blow smoke. I would much rather have somebody like you, around, you and Hippie and Jeff and all real people with real experiences. Even though we're all fucked up from it, but there's a solidarity in us being fucked up from it. And I with this show, what I like is it's expanded the level of people I feel connect vets. I vets and vet adjacent people that I feel strongly connected to and comfortable to. It's been extremely therapeutic. So
I was just about to say that, and for me, I lived through 3 wars that I remember. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, even the what is it, the Gulf War?
Yeah,
91.
Gulf War. Yeah. I mean, you guys were militarized, even though combat didn't come to Baghdad. Like, Saddam militarized all you guys.
I don't know. I was in elementary school. I was just a little kid, and I remember one day my mom was a teacher. We walked to school. We don't have buses like people do here. And no, I did not have a freaking camel. You rode the camel. I wish I did. So we literally felt the ground, like there was a bomb that day, felt the ground shaking as we were walking to school. When we were actually running late, we get to school and the school is bombed. And even that, I didn't even have this memory until a few years ago. And then, like, seeing all the bodies of my friends and peers and other teachers, it was just like, oh my gosh. And then you wonder why we have PTSD and we have all this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, especially for someone in your situation where there's just that constant anxiety and constant pressure of war, of dealing with combat, and dealing with it. And after I guess yesterday, I'd been thinking about it yesterday afternoon. It's really kind of funny because strictly, and this is sort of where I like thinking about these things, and it's always interesting to have you on and you bring it. But thinking about your situation and thinking about what we were talking about with that constant pressure on top of you, and what that can do to you and what that kind of causes too. It kind of got me. I was not triggered is the wrong word, but I was like, I was really feeling down about it. But I got through it. You know, I went and ate dinner and whatever. Forced myself to go out into public. You know, ate some dinner or whatever, and had a drive. I'm just glad. I don't know the larger point other than I got through it, and it was a little thing, but it made me very, very thankful to have all you guys around. Listen, to include the chat. You know, I know there's a bunch of douches in here. There's probably a bunch of people fucking hate me in here, and that's fine too. But just the fact that the chat's here, I've very fortunately been able to still have people from that time in my life. You know, people I'm close to and everything. So I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for all of this, which makes fucking no, but Jeff, let's talk about that later though. Jeff's got an unreal bombing story too.
He does. Jeff has a crazy story.
Like 5-hour session for that.
Okay.
No, but you know what?
Hey, what's up, Turbine?
I don't think
Why is this?
I understood anxiety at the time because it was such a normal thing that we were always in a war with somebody, you know, so we were always in survival mode, and I did not know anxiety until years after I moved here, and no one was chasing me or trying to kill me or bomb me or whatever. That's when I started having anxiety. Isn't that crazy?
No, it's not.
Not really.
I mean, like, living a
funny
normal life is what kind of like.
Man, it's funny how it all works. Just that I was able to push it all down from alcohol, and then once that stopped,
That too.
Yeah. See, and I grew up without drinking.
hey, I think it's my
nothing.
that you.
I think it is.
What? I can't hear him at all. He's frozen.
Yeah, he started to say, I think it's my internet, is what he was saying.
Oh.
Here we are. It's just us. Yeah, he does this all the time because he sucks at technology. And he used to be a commo guy. Can you imagine that?
Funny. It's like, oh, we'll teach you everything about technology.
No, I meant Jeff.
Oop.
That bitch was dragging us down.
Busted. No, really.
Not me.
Yeah.
Jeff will.
Yeah. So not till after moving here and living a normal life is when it really, really hit me.
Well, because you were allowed. I think probably because you were allowed to relax. And I
Right.
think
I had more time to think.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. When you're in survival mode, it's, you know, yeah, sure, you can think a week, a month maybe down the road, but you're not. For me, you're so in the present. You're so into this. I have to survive. I have to.
Right.
And the truth is.
Yeah, and here's one of the things one of the points that I wanted to make about this conversation. When it comes to me, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. It's something that I haven't got myself out of. Survival mode is a thing. It's a thing. When you're growing up and every day could be your last day, where there are people who are literally shooting and doing different things, you get into this mode where every day could be your last, and you don't think ahead. You don't think in terms of 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, 4 months. You don't think that way. Your mind doesn't work that way. It's something that I've had to learn to not be like. It's something that I've had to stop doing, because growing up and knowing the situations that I was in, every day was just going to be, okay, maybe today I'll make it, maybe tomorrow I won't. And it's not like that. It's not like that anymore. Things aren't like that. And so I have to be more mindful of the decisions that I make, because those decisions aren't desperate ones. It's difficult. It's difficult to get out of that mindset when you've been put under pressure your whole life. When you're put under pressure by things that are around you, it's difficult to get out of that mindset when you've survived for so long under it. But you got to stop thinking that way once you get to a certain, a certain space, a place where things aren't like that anymore. It's difficult to, especially when the pressure is on. When the pressure is on, your mind automatically goes to that mode. And I wish I could turn it off. I wish I could tell myself that's not the way things are. But that's where you go to. That's where your anxiety takes you. I hate having those feelings. I hate feeling that way. I hate letting pressure get to me. I hate it. But it's in me. And I can't shake it. I can't make myself not think that way. I can only hope that people around me can guide me in the direction that you're gonna be fine. That's kind of what I look for more than anything. I kind of look for people to tell me you're gonna be fine more than anything because I don't want to get into substance abuse. I don't want to I don't want to like lean on things because they're easy to lean on. I want to be able to do it on my own, but it's not realistic when you've been fighting these things your whole life. It's not a realistic thing. What's realistic is to understand what's going on with you and try to let everybody know around you that this is what's going on. This is what's happening. Oh, you guys are talking about Generally Specific? He does come off as a loose cannon. But yeah, that's this is what was important for me when I was hearing this live. It's like, it's important for people to understand where this mentality comes from. And I know it's difficult. It's difficult for people to understand when it comes from somebody who's talking about things that happened to them in South Central LA. But it's comparable to people who lived out in these war zones. Believe it or not, it's very comparable. Now, I may not have never heard a bomb, but I heard gunshots. I heard gunshots near my head. I heard gunshots when I would go to a barbecue, when I would go to a regular thing that people would go to any day. You ever go to a birthday party and expect to get shot at? That was my life. I expected to get shot at when I would go to a birthday party. It's just how I grew up, and it shaped me. It shaped me for who I am now, and it's messed up that it's taken me this long to realize that living wasn't normal. That outside of LA, people weren't getting shot at. That people weren't living in these dangerous zones. I didn't know that. I figured everybody lived the type of life that I lived. It's weird. It's weird, man. Yeah, dude, and I don't even glorify it like that, man. I hope it doesn't come off that way, because I wouldn't want anybody to live the way I lived.
You know, you can fucking mistake. You're not paying attention to you should be paying attention to. Or ga 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 ga. Like you're in it. You're in it. You're gonna get the gods of war are gonna make you pay.
I don't think any of them sound like that. But listen, but here, this is how I feel. To me, though, then was easier than now because all you have to worry about is your life. Then. Does that make sense?
Yes, it was basic. Life was very basic.
It does.
And all you
It
have
makes
to
a
worry
shit ton of
about
sense.
is staying alive. That's it. There is no extra stress and all that other stuff like here. It sounds messed up, but it makes sense in my head. I don't know.
Yes, it does make sense.
Talk about it all the time. There's no more like praying and meditation and all of that. They have the same purpose, and it's to sort of settle you down, calm you down, and focus you and focus. And meditation and mindfulness is constantly like be present, be in the present. There is no more being in the present than in a combat fucking environment. There is no more present than that. You don't care about bills. You don't care about fucking whatever. You're surviving. You and your people are surviving. And that I agree with you. I mean, part of the thing that's like, I'm not very good at managing my own life all the time, most of the time. And so I don't know. I feel it. I don't want to blame that on PTSD or whatever specifically, but I get real anxiety if I have to start to do to take it. Now I can get, I can get past it sometimes or whatever, but it feels like like an emotional phantom limb. Like when people like lose an arm or whatever, and they still feel like they can go grab that cup and they can't grab that cup. That's kind of how PTSD is like that for me, but like emotionally. Like, why in the fuck can't I take care of this? Like, I get so fucking mad. Like, why am I not able to do this? Not out of like stupidity or not know-how, not having any know-how about it. I get crippling anxiety about it. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, for
Jay
the longest
Roberts
time
here.
too, I was in denial because I thought that's like a sign of weakness. Like, you don't get depressed. You know what I mean?
Totally. Not only that shit, but I was working at Meade. I was working DC stuff. There's no fuck. I had to hide it as much as I could because I'm like, nobody's sending me anywhere. Nobody's gonna have me do anything.
And this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Like when I did my anxiety streams, when I did talk about this to a point where like people were thinking that like maybe it was a grift that like like I'm trying to like like just get people sad for me and stuff like that. No, like by no means. This is why it's difficult to talk about these things. This is why it's difficult to put these things out at the forefront and say, you know what, I have this anxiety. I get this feeling of like I can't do nothing because I get these feelings of like why can't I just move on past this? It's You can't shake it, and it's hard because like you don't want to seem weak by no means. You don't want to be weak. You don't want to be this person that like so sorry for you or things like that. That is the last thing you want people to feel for you. That is the last thing you want. But it's like, damn it, why can't I just get through it? And I'm doing it right now, so I'm just gonna let the thing play.
I mean, at the time I was thinking I have to hide it from them so I can keep doing shit. And I was like, if they find out, fuck them, they're gonna fucking not send you. Well, if anybody gives a shit about you, they're not gonna send you overseas on to do stuff if you have severe PTSD. If they care, you're gonna be a problem for yourself, potentially vulnerability to yourself, potential to other people. So yeah, for the longest time, I fucking was like, no, and I talked like, the truth is, I kind of talked like this dude a bit. Because I was trying to fool myself. Don't be pussy. Pussies get depressed. You can fight your way through this. You fucking get up and you do it, and you suck it up, and that's what the fuck you do. Right? I kind of talked like this guy. I didn't talk about it I didn't put it on anybody else. But to me personally, I felt like myself like,
it up, you drive off, motherfucker.
I'm a
Plenty of people that.
Yeah, we talk like that. So Jay Roberts says here, I'll never forget my first bout with anxiety. It came out of nowhere, and it was about something so small. Now it's pretty much a daily thing. Dude, this is what I don't get. This is, there's clearly certain things, the kids, the bombing, that kind of certain things will definitely trigger me. But Jay, you get it, man. I don't know. I talked about it last week. I lost my wallet. Not a huge deal. Sure, it had IDs and cards in it, and they used the cards a little bit, but they didn't get that much money. I caught it at fucking time. It spun me the fuck out. For 2 days. Right. Wait, what the fuck? What is going on? But like, this is easily taken care of. I got past it, and then I fixed everything, and everything got fixed. Really no big deal. But in that time, I was like, this fucking blows.
Yeah. At my old house,
it really paralyzed.
Some of the moms were, they would gather at the bus stop to put their kids on, the bus. I was there too, and they would talk about how much anxiety they had because they needed to paint the shutters of their homes, and I'm like, listening there. I'm like, I wonder how many people died during this conversation. Listen, and I participated in the conversations, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm letting this stupid crap like, you know what I mean? Like, this is really my life now. I'm worried about shutters. You know?
It feels surreal after you've had to deal with such in-your-face, legit life or death. Not like, hey, I'm scared of heights, I'm going to jump out of this airplane,
Right.
which I've done. It's not like that. It's not like, it's like, no, your adrenaline's pumped. You're in fight or flight mode 24/7 for
Right.
years. You know? And then you're like, I'm worried about shutters?
Right.
Oh, it's a nice little.
I know. It's so dumb.
All right, let's get back to this. Sorry.
Back and forth time frame, 91, 92, early separation.
Yeah, and so like to continue on that and they're going to continue on generally specific. To continue on that, yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's like I feel like it's stupid to lose my shit over things that are happening. Like, and I really do. And so like I've tried to take a step back. I try to do things in a way that are not consuming me in that aspect, but it's exactly what they explained there is exactly what I go through. And I try to have the anxiety streams to show people when I'm having anxiety exactly what is going on, because those are important moments for people to understand that people go through this stuff. You go through this stuff and you don't want to look weak. You don't want to look like somebody who's worried, who's making a big deal out of things that are not a big deal. You want so much to just go through things like a normal person, but it's not. It's not happening. It's not happening. You're making things bigger than what they are. You become this mess, and you don't want to be that mess, but you are. And so I'm glad they talked about it there, and I'm glad you guys heard it. And it's exactly what I go through. It's exactly what I go through when it comes to my anxiety, when it comes to the things that I'm going through now. I don't know whether it's relatable to the violence that I've seen or it's relatable to the things that I've been through, but I find relation there. I do find relation there. I do find that there is a something that I share with these combat veterans, and even that combat veteran who is not an actual veteran herself, but she is a veteran of combat because she was there. She was an interpreter for them. It's that feeling. It's that feeling that things are gonna go really bad. That puts us there. That drives us there. And I understand it, and I feel that. And so that's the important part for me in this conversation. The rest is going to be generally specific, and whether or not he's going to put out his DD-214. You guys are following that. I'm following that as well. He should just put it out there if he's not trying to hide anything. I feel like he would have put it out there if he wasn't hiding something. I think that he is. All the other stuff, hey, we're still following it. I didn't want to go any further than that. I really wanted to get people to understand where my anxiety is at and where it comes from and why I talk about it so much. It's not for anybody to feel sorry for me, because there's a lot of people who suffer through it. There's a lot of people who have anxiety, who have these feelings that that'll get them going, and they deal with them better than I do. I don't deal with them well. I to be honest with you, I've only had my first experience of understanding what it is that I'm going through. I never understood it. I knew it was happening because for many years it was happening, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what was happening to me. Thank you. But now that I know what's happening, I want to share it. And I want to share it with the people who go through it. And I want people to understand it. People in the service go through it, and we need to understand why they go through it. It's not a weakness. There's nothing weak about it. And people who go through it are not trying to make other people feel sorry for them. That's the last thing we want. The last thing I want is for you guys to think that I want you to feel sorry for me. I don't. But I am going through it, and I will do stupid shit. I will do crazy shit because that's what happens. It doesn't excuse me of it because I'm trying to get better. But I hope you understand that it's coming from a place. It's coming from a place of things that happened to me when I was a kid, things that I didn't face until now, and I'm working on it, and I want to be better for it. I really do. I'm gonna be coming on camera again. Dude, I'm not done coming on camera. It's just that like coming off of work, man. I am I am exhausted. I've got like dude, I've got all kinds of things happening right now, and I really don't. I'm really not looking good right now as far as like being clean and stuff like that. I could get away with it with the last job that I had because the last job that I had less to do with me like running around and being all sweaty and dirty and stuff. This job that I'm doing now is a lot more physically involved, and like I look like crap. And then not to mention like people scrutinize you for the last way you look. So I'll be coming back on camera when everything's back in order and I can do it. Uh, guys, you guys have been amazing. The people that have stuck around, I'm happy that you guys have, and I'm glad you guys are here. I hope that. Okay. I'll figure it out. But I thank you guys. I thank you guys for showing up. I thank you guys for being here. I know that I'm not doing the 4 hour, 5 hour lives that other people do. But like I also don't want to like engulf you with my presence. Like I hope you guys have had enough, and I hope you guys are getting that. I'm trying to make good points here. I'm not just trying to like blow things out in the wind. I thank everybody for showing up, and I hope that in time we will all be back. I'm talking to you, Scotto. I'm talking to you, Guadalupe. I'm talking to you, Danny. My special moderators. I love you guys. I hope you guys come back. I haven't seen you guys in a while, but then again, I've been a little bit sporadic in the way I've done my things. So I hope you guys come back soon. And everybody else, like anybody who has stopped supporting me for whatever reason, hope you guys come back. Come back. Like things aren't what they seem, right? Things aren't exactly what people made them out to be. Just come back. There's no hard feelings. I have no hard feelings towards anybody. I forgive everybody the next day. Um, there's nothing that you can do or say that is gonna make me stop caring about people because the day's too short. There's it's too short. Hey, you can't say that. You can't say that. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I hopefully I'll come back Friday. I'm gonna try to come back with something. But yeah, I'm only coming. Right now, I'm only gonna come on when things are something important to be said. If there's not much to be said, just catch me on panels. I'll try to show up on people's panels. I'm gonna be around. There are some people that I'm gonna be promoting here soon that have some great stuff. They don't need my promotion, but I hope you guys will watch them anyways. Anyways, I'll catch you guys around. Thank you for showing up. I love you guys. Peace. Stay up. Shout out to F3.